There's never any, like... Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Martinez Athletic Center. I'm Brandon Davis, alongside
Taylor Sorworthy.
And we have a great game, folks. It's the Tampa Spartans versus the Eckerd Titans. Spartans' last game are currently on a 6-game winning streak. Taylor, you want to fill us in with that?
Yeah. As you were saying, that 6-game winning streak is sparked after they took that tough conference loss against Nova Southeastern. But ever since that happened, the Spartans haven't looked back. They're 19-2 on the year, 10-1 in conference play. And with that 6-game winning streak, they've jumped back to first in the Sunshine State Conference. They're coming off a 3-0 win against Alabama Huntsville. Meanwhile, Eckerd, they're a little bit weaker, but they're definitely going to be a challenging opponent. They're 3-1 in their last 4 games and 14-8 on the year. They're 5-6 in conference play, and they recently took a loss to Alabama Huntsville, 1-3.
Well, Eckerd definitely wants to win this game against the number 9 ranked Tampa in their home. So we will see, folks. It's the Tampa Spartans versus the Eckerd Titans. So Daniela Russo-Lolas, the libero for Eckerd. She will serve it off for the first set.
Yep, first set away. Tampa in the white, Eckerd in the blue.
Here's his shot. A nice point by Sorrel Houghton to lead off the first set.
Sorrel is always a dangerous attacker, and already with a nice assist there and a good play from Tampa to open up 1-0 Spartans.
Not to mention Claudia Rivera, SCC Player of the Week, twice, double. Good for her. Can she get it? Oh, and she cannot get it. A quick retaliation point from the Titans.
It's a really tough play right there, but great effort from both Spartans there to be able to keep the ball alive for as long as possible. but that angle that far away, it's so hard to keep a play alive. But it's only 1-1. That point probably won't mean anything by the end of that set. Or 2-1? I believe it's still 1-1.
Carter serves it off. Elias sets up Callie Kors. Right through the defense as expected.
And Callie Kors, we've seen it all the time this season. Absolutely deadly with those kills. And it's just her first season at Tampa as a freshman. So she's going to be terrorizing the Sunshine State Conference for years to come. The Spartans found themselves an elite player for long term. And you love to have that.
Yes, yes. Deflection. Houghton saves it. Fossler. Oh, and it's just out. So Tritons will get that point. And they will equalize that 2-2.
That's a great setup play from Tampa, and you normally see that with Sierra Razor. Actually, no, sorry, Taylor Fossler, my bad. But they always love to set it up, and Taylor knows how to get it down with great spikes there. But even the best shooters in the world in any sport, whether it's basketball or baseball, will have some errors. But they come right back right there, winning the point, 3-2 Tampa.
I think the defense itself, you know, when they're versing the Tampa, I think they underestimate Taylor Fossler when she plays that middle blocker position. When she comes in as a decoy and then she comes up and spikes it down, it's always great to see.
Yep. Having someone who can be a versatile player in that regard. And that's the thing, when you're scouting these players, you'll see their position. You might not always think about what they can do when they're pushing up and making plays. As we saw right there, you'd expect a setup, but no, they decided to pull a little 180 and get a nice point.
A great analysis again by Taylor as it's tied 3-3. Emily Knowles subs in for the Tampa Spartans. Rachel Wiseman sets it off. No. Kors, nice save. It's going to be a point for the Spartans as she carried the ball with her palms.
That's a great play right there. And already we're seeing Eckerd not as able to get good volleys started and defending against pretty hard hits from Tampa there.
Well, we expect to see the Tampa Spartans use that to their advantage when it comes to the unforced errors. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yep.
Callie Kors, locked and loaded. Right off the libero, Lolas could not handle it.
And that is a tough play right there. That's really unfortunate for Eckerd. It gives Tampa, I think, the first 2-point lead of the game, as it had been very close up until this point, and still is, though. We'll see, however, if Tampa can use this momentum and generate a larger lead. Serve.
Kors to serve. Some miscommunication, like you were saying, Taylor. Up for the spike and cannot get it down. That's Isa Harris on that play.
Yep, and just noticing the roster for Eckerd, it's actually a very great mix of young players alongside only a few veterans. The team actually lacks a senior player and only a few juniors. Now, it's great to have young players for long-term potential, but they'll lack experience, sometimes lack chemistry, although this unit has played 22 games, so that's not as large of an issue as you get into the later halves of the seasons. And what a play from Fossler off the rebound.
A great play again by the Spartans collectively together as a team. And we talk about the veteran DNA so much, me and you, Taylor. We always talk about the veteran DNA. Can the Spartans always override against their opponents when they lack a senior or any veteran experience?
It won't always be a win, but that advantage, you can see how well they're able to work together, how well they're able to communicate and set up plays. It allows you to avoid a lot of errors that other teams will have. There are still errors, of course, but if you limit ways you can lose, you generate ways you can win.
Just out for Harris. Her second attempt cannot get it through. Coach is trying to coach up his teammates, his players for the Eckerd College. Trying to get them going here.
As a coach, I tell them it's a long game. Just buckle down and keep focused, because you can lose one set but still easily come back. So even if you get off to a rough start, just stay focused, get warmed up, and then you can strike back.
Exactly, and we have so many sets in volleyball, but when you lose one set, you're one set down from getting to your goal, which is to win.
Yep, and the minimum amount of points you'll have is 75. You have 75 chances to win a point. You'd have to... It would be really hard to... Wow.
Wow. The power from Eckerd.
Whenever you can hit it down with power, it's so hard to stop. So even a really great position block, not able to generate enough momentum to lift that ball upwards.
So course comes off. J.J. Ramirez comes in. First time tonight.
Protect the leading. To protect their lead, that's a good switch. Pretty sure Ramirez will become Tampa's libero next season once Rivera graduates.
Garrison just out for Garrison. So Eckerd's getting to a slow start here, hoping to catch up real soon as they trail by 6.
Yep, it was just a few points ago we were mentioning how it had been close off the get-go, but Tampa had chained 6 points in a row. So
the SEC Player of the Week, Chloe Rivera, sets it off. Oh, a great spike by Harris. That woman has bounced, folks.
Ooh, that almost hit us in the stance. It wasn't actually that close, but still really nice, navigated through every single Tampa player, and it gives Eckerd an important point. 10-5.
Eckerd, the serve. There's Elias. Fake tap. Scrambling on the Tritons. Trying to get it back in play. Sorrell Houghton. And the deflection gets the point for the Spartans. Emily No comes off. And Katie McKeel will come back in.
Yep, Katie McKeel, of course. Always going to bring that attacking power. You see Sorrell Houghton. You see Kate McKeel. And they don't even need to use them on that play. Tampa goes up 12-5 off a great serve.
Yeah, they're certainly attacking their prey early, trying to get the momentum for the other sets to come.
Yeah, you could almost call this Tampa side a Sunshine State Conference super team with the strength and multiple attackers that are so strong. And even Melissa Elias, who has an incredibly large amount of assists this season. I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point she has to have racked up over 200.
Yeah, definitely.
I hadn't kept track of stats fully, but she had been leading the team for a while. So whenever she's on the court, you can expect her to set up some really nice spikes.
Russo Lolas comes back on and serves it off. Dufresne! Wow, Dufresne with the powerful spike as she came out of the middle blocker position with the decoy.
The quick 1-2 punch right there, and I don't think anyone would have been able to get in front of that shot right there. The perfect play for Tampa to put them up 13-6.
Houghton, the serve. A nice serve. Again, the miscommunication like we were talking about. Dufresne, Elias, McKeel for the kill. Katie McKeel.
Yep, that's the great nickname though, I will admit, Katie McKeel. And unless there was a lot of changes, I'm pretty sure Kate is still the leading killer for Tampa on the year, being responsible for so many strong points throughout the year. And even tonight, although Tampa's going to have an error on the serve, they only lead 14-7 now.
So Houghton comes off for the first time tonight. Sarah Luoma comes in to substitute her. Some substitutions also for the Tritons. Rania Mehta comes off. And Aleska Kurda comes in as she sets it off. There's Callie Kors. Oh, a late back and forth action. Can she get it in? And she cannot get it in. But a great effort from the Tritons on that play.
Yep, really good try right there. I believe that was Aleska Kurta. It was a great play, but unfortunately not enough to get it back over the net.
Mackenzie Dufresne, who previously had that last point a couple of possessions ago. Nice serve by her. Nice save by McKeel. Tap over. And it's going to be a point for the Tritons.
Looks like they were calling Fossler on a palm violation, or a little bit too much of a scoop or of a carry on that play. Tampa not very happy about it. They're talking it over, but I imagine the point will stand. Eckerd now only trailing 15-8.
And while we have a minute here, I love the setup they have in that middle blocker, outside hitter position with Forstler or whether it be Dufresne, whatever. Whenever they transition, the defense always gets scared and they never know when to transition and move. It's such a pleasant thing to see as a fan of volleyball.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to utilize your pieces in a way where the defense can't really tell whether it's going to be a massive hit from Akil, a middle spike from Fosler, or even a wide short play from Elias or Hooten or anyone else. It means you got to be very conservative when defending, and sometimes that can catch you off guard. Tampa is going to be back 16-7 now after winning that point.
I believe I actually don't know what happened on that play, but if it's a point for the Spartans, the rest might have got it right.
Yep.
Dufresne to serve. Too
That's
much for the
another good
defense. Yeah, the defense, Tritons, having poor possessions on this play as they're not really reading the defense well.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's unfortunate we've been watching so far from the Tritons. They haven't been great at reactions and at defense, but they've gotten some really nice hits when they've had really good setups. They've been able to set up some really nice points, but for the most part, they're not able to generate enough of that momentum to keep up with the Spartans, who really are just in another gear right now leading 11 points, 18-7.
Spartans. Oh! Callie Kors. Nothing left to say for her as she increases the lead 19-7. Wow.
That is an absolutely majestic kill right there. Honestly, that might be one of the plays of the week. If you just take a look, that shot.
Put that on Sports Center.
Put that
on
in the top
Sports Center.
10, baby, yeah.
My God.
That's the type of point you'd expect from a powerful play in the fourth or fifth set when everything's on the line, but already bringing out the power. Oh.
Joel Cutler serves it off. Nice save by Rivera. There's Callie Kors. Tritons regroup. And deflection gets the point. A late point as they end the series of points that the Spartans had. Trying to regain this lead.
Yep, it's still a pretty good lead for the Spartans. They had been on a really nice run, but Eckerd trying to get back into it. Oh, it's deflected.
That hit off the ref.
Yeah, it did. Hit off actually right by the referee. So kind of be annoying if you're a referee and you get hit by one of those shots. Thankfully, that was going slow enough where he probably could have caught it if he wanted to.
He probably could have. Maybe. Yeah. I think he wanted to let the play out, to be fair.
Of course.
Emily Knoll. An easy kill.
However,
it's going to be out, just out.
Yep, just went out. It was a good play, but just a little bit too far to the left. That's going to be good news for the Tritons as it's 2010.
But also a great read by Taylor Forstler. You know, it was an easy kill, but she just missed on the angle. Too powerful. So, yeah.
Yep.
20-10.
As Titans, you really can't sleep on Fosler. She won't always hit it to those sides. Whenever you got an open ball down the middle, it's probably going to come down with some authority. So if you can't get to it, you have to be praying with that 10% chance that there's a miss, because that usually is a point for the Spartans. Meanwhile, Eckerd has just won another point, 2011.
Wiseman, too far on that play. As she shakes it off and consults with her teammates. She will come off. Sarah Luoma will come off as Sorrel Houghton will come back in.
Tampa gearing up with some more attackers, looking to try to win the set, 21-11 so far. And here's the serve from Callie Kors.
Kors, the libero of that team, just got it off. Great read by Rivera. Elias, deflection hits the other side. Forstler just tips it over. Merry Christmas as she just hit over the stars.
Yep, that is the type of play you love to see. You don't even always need to give it some power. Just open up the cabinet, get the cookie jar, and boom. I don't know why I was thinking of that metaphor.
I don't know. I said Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Always love this type of year as well as it comes to holiday time.
A great save by Nolan, keep it in play. Houghton regroups, gets it over. A forceful tap over, gets the point off of deflection for the Tritons. As Garrison, a nice tap over for her. And she will serve.
Yep, really great play there from the Spartans.
22-12, 3 points away from closing the first set. The number 9 Spartans look to get these last 3 points and end out strong. Ramirez, good save. There's Houghton on the other end, leaving the defense freezing. Wow.
Yep. We had seen previously Fossler get a lot of action, so I bet they were expecting another middle shot, but instead it goes out wide, and Searle's able to make it 23-12.
Taylor, they look like a deer in tail lights.
Exactly. And I'm going to be honest, I do not blame them at all. If I was on their team, I would probably be very nervous as well. We have some of the best players at the nation here at Tampa. So,
yes, definitely we have best players. Speaking of best players, Dufresne right there trying to get it in. Decoy. There's Elias right there. Good save by the Tritons. Oh, and the ball goes right behind Dufresne.
And that is a great play from Eckerd right there. They had to stop 2 really nice attacks on that. They were able to keep the play alive, slowly build up, and once they were able to get in control, they were able to take that point. 23-13, 2 points until set point. Well, 2 points for the set Tampa need. Here's the serve.
Ramirez saves it. Sorrell Houghton. Oh, a great read by the defense. They just caught it late on that one. And Houghton cannot get it over. It will be a point for the Tritons.
Great block there by the Tritons as they're going to now cut the deficit to 9. As you can kind of see right here, good setup from Tampa, but a great block to send it right back over. Actually, it might have just missed. Either way, good defense to be ready for it. Tampa again.
Here's Elias. Right through Lola's hands. Wow. And it's set point, 24-14 Spartans.
Yep. The serve for the set.
There's Elias. Oh, an easy kill for Anna Young-Johann, the 6'3 sophomore out of Germany, using her height to her advantage as she comes off.
That was a great play right there to
wow,
keep the set alive.
She is tall. She looks like she's 6'6".
Yeah. Well, we can actually see that Anna's only 6'3".
And they get a point.
That's another one. A little bit of a rally starting. 24-16. Now, Eckerd will be serving for the entirety of the period unless they get to tie-breaking points. Yeah, you were mentioning how tall they look. Actually, both teams' tallest players are only 6'3", with Fossler and Anna being the 2 tallest for each side. Each of them 6'3", but now 24-17. A late-game rally for Eckerd as they look to try to crawl back into the first set.
Yeah, it seems like these unforced errors are really coming in favor for Tritons as they lead now, as they trail now 7 points, 24-17. And here's the serve.
It's a great rally for Eckerd, although I'm sure they were hoping it could have come earlier.
Ramirez, great call by her. There's Houghton. To close out the set? No, she won't. And Ramirez just too late. The Tritons are triting back. They're coming back, folks, as they trail by 6.
4 straight points for the Tritons. It's now 24-18, and they're showing some late set fight. And that is really good, I think, from them. To be able to show that they're not going to bow out once it gets to a 23 or 24-point game. They're going to keep pushing to the end.
Ramirez.
Definitely going to be something that Tampa's going to have to deal with.
Tritons regroup. Tap over, and it's just in. A great read.
5 points
by
in a
Rania
row.
Mehta. 24-19. Timeout Spartans. We'll be right back. Yo, I think
Pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
And we are back for the end of the first set. Tampa against Eckerd, 24-19. Eckerd just got on a massive 5-point run. I think it's their strongest run of the night. And Tampa, they only need 1 point, but they still haven't found it yet. It's going to be Eckerd serving, and their libero, number 16, Daniela Rosalolas, will be taking it.
Here's the serve. Little blooper. Dufresne decoy. Holton. And she gets the set. There's the set. 25-19. Wow, folks. A strong performance by both teams as the Titans came back in that late stretch. But overall, a great performance by the Spartans. Might have mentioned before, the Spartans, since they won this first set, their previous 4 games, they all swept.
Yep. Wow. That being said, though, Eckerd showed a lot of fight at the end of this first set. If Tampa had managed a 25-16 lead, 25-15 lead, I'd agree with you that a sweep looks likely. But that late set resurgence, I think, caught Tampa off guard. So I think with that, I think it's very possible that Eckerd did take a set right here or even more. All Tampa needs to do, however, is keep focused and keep composure. They were able to get on a massive run earlier. If they find a couple more of those, they're probably going to be able to walk away with a win.
And with that, we'll be right back, folks, for the second set. Stick with us.
Should I grab a little popcorn or halftime? Yeah, okay, halftime, yeah.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And we're back, folks, with the second set. Spartans had that last set at 25-19. Taylor, what were your thoughts with that first set?
It was a great first set for Tampa. They were able to set the opening tone, able to take control. As we saw in the middle of the set, they were able to get on a massive run. But Eckerd also showed a lot of fight. Even though they weren't as strong defensively and had a little bit of trouble reacting to some of the hard serves, they were able to get on a nice 6-point run at the end of that set to claw a 24-14 deficit to a 24-19. That's the type of runs they need if they want any hope of an upset.
Yes, well said. And we'll see if Tampa can capitalize on that first set with this second set win here, folks. And we're right on our way with the second set.
Nikki Bechtold's going to come in as the libero for Eckerd this time. She's a sophomore out of Frankfort, Illinois.
Melissa Elias sets off the second set, and here we are. Tritons, nice save by Claudia Rivera, but the team cannot regroup. So the Tritons set it off with the first point of the second set.
Great point there for Eckerd. It was a very hard hit right there. Unfortunately, Claudia wasn't able to keep it alive enough for the rest of the team to get it. Eckerd opens 1-0.
Kurta sets it off for the Tritons. Nice serve right to Rivera. Elias, McKeel. Oh, and she cannot get it.
That's a really good idea from McKeel, but unfortunately, just not enough to get it over the net. As you can see, the defense, they were ready for another McKeel kill.
Well, I think it was a poor set.
Yeah.
It was a poor set from her teammate, so she read it late. Here's Kurta again with the serve. There's Houghton right there. Keep McKeel with the redemption, and she gets the point.
Yep, there's a reason why we might start using that nickname, Kate McKeel, because she has been so good at winning points for Tampa. Whenever you see the number 11, you can expect a massive hit to come their way.
Houghton the serve. Oh, a nice tap by the Tritons. There's Callie Kors. Tritons regroup. Tritons again, just can't get it through.
Great defensive play right there from Razor and McKeel there to help keep the ball on the other side and get Tampa back in this tie. 2-2.
Houghton the serve. Nice save by libero.
And too many touches. They just weren't able to get it over the net in time.
That is the third time I've shown that from the Tritons. They have a lot of miscommunications with their middle back people. So they need to get that settled with their coach.
Yep, I think that's a mixture of maybe they're not ready or maybe the ball's just hit a weird angle. They're not able to read, but you know who did read that? Sierra Razor. A massive point right there as Tampa goes up 4-2. I believe this is their fourth unanswered point so far.
4-2 Spartans. And it's just, oh, I thought that was in. I thought that was
very close.
Ooh, I thought that was in.
That would maybe warrant a little replay review, but either way, 4-3. I think you could hear a minute ago, Eckerd trying to hype their team up. You could see their players. So a lot of passion between that group. Always good to see the chemistry high.
Yes, as I down the set, still have that motivation. Here's Kohler with the serve. Claudia Rivera cannot get that.
Yep, that was a good play, and Rivera couldn't get it back up enough. Even though she hasn't been perfect, Rivera's been the backbone of the team. A true defensive force that's been able to sweep up balls, make digs, make saves, and set up great attacks and kills.
4-4.
Her presence will be severely missed next year.
There's McKeel. Kohler from the back. There's Callie Kors right there. And she just gets it in. Again with the communication like we were saying. It's just the miscommunication and not reading the play right and on time.
Yep, and I'm going to be honest, that play definitely didn't look like it was going too far out. So
no, it was easy. It was
it was definitely going to stay in. So I think that Eckerd needs to be sure to be a little more reactive and stuff like that. And it wasn't a perfect setup from Tampa either, as Eckerd gets underway.
Nice tap over by the Tritons. Here are the Spartans. And the Spartans cannot get the point, but great backup by Melissa Elias, I must say. If the Tritons actually want to win this game, I believe, in my personal opinion, that they need to execute with the aces and the serves, and that's where they get the majority of the points, because they're not going to go toe-to-toe with the Spartans. And they're number 9 ranked. They're the better team overall. But like I said, nevertheless, let's see what they do with the serve.
Yep, I agree. When they're able to get in control, they've been in control. But when they lose control, that is what happens. They're not able to fully stop plays like that. As you can, just looking at you,
wow.
That was a dirty point right there.
I'm speechless, Taylor. I'm speechless. Katie McKill again.
Yeah,
ripping
right
the heart out of
that.
the opponents. Wow, look at that replay.
Whew. And you could tell the person who's trying to save that, asking probably, what more could I have done there?
Oh my, look like Michael Jordan. Kristen Garrison got up for that tap. Wow.
A great tap there, but Tampa walks away as the smooth criminal at that point.
I give credit where credit's due, because she definitely got up with that one.
Yeah. Ugh.
A late read, she just gets it up. Kotler spikes it down, but there's no Rivera. Elias, great read by Kotler. There's Garrison, and she can't get it over. It's going to be a point for the Spartans.
That's a great point for Tampa. Yeah.
8-5 Spartans.
That was a fun reference to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson one.
Oh, I think I said Michael Jordan.
Oh,
yeah,
I heard Jackson. That's why.
I said Jackson. Excuse me, folks. I meant Michael Jordan.
I actually think you might have said Jordan. I probably misheard it, because that's why it hit the Smooth Criminal song reference right after.
Elias,
the cake, but the cherry on top with that point right there. I mean, that is just a beautiful play. And again, you feed it to Fossler in the middle. That ball is going to come right down, and that's a beautiful kill for Tampa. That's a timeout here, I believe, for Eckerd. Whew.
Timeout, and we have a 9-5 lead. Spartans, stick with us. We'll be right back.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams, discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
And we're back, folks. 9-5 Spartans. No, sets it off. There's Kotler. Oh, wow. No. Asia Harris with the bounce and a nice kill from her.
That is a really great play right there. Eckerd set it up. And like you were saying, massive airtime with the little leg kick at the end. A lot like Michael Jordan, in fact.
Exactly.
Going to see if Eckerd can find some more of those Air Jordan moments as they try to come back in the set, 9-6.
Here's the serve. There's Houghton right there. No. Callie Kors with the retaliation is too much for Nikki Betold as the Spartans get the point. But might I mention, Rania Meta for the Tritons has just came on, and she's going to bring that tenacity, folks. So watch out for her.
You kind of see that Eckerd's ready for any type of serve on the defense here. They have 4 people in the back.
Serve just gets over as it hits the net. There's Harris again. A good read by Kors. Sorrel Houghton taps it over. A great tap over angle from Sorrel Houghton. She did a little flourish, little
Yeah, a little bit of a just turning it the other way, leaving Eckerd just to watch as it just falls a little too far to their left.
Wow.
It's 11-6.
Looking like Derek Jeter out there. There's Callie Kors. As she hits it off. Ball goes right over the libero. There's Harris right there. Rivera. Sorrel Hohen just gets it through.
That
with
was
the spike.
Really close. I thought it was nearly greatly blocked. Good job by Eckerd to get in front of that, but unfortunately, with that power, it instead ricocheted back off the net instead of going back over.
I call those plays backboard deflections because you're hitting off of the defender and it goes right through in between the net and the defender.
Yeah.
So it's a backboard deflection to me, like basketball.
Yep.
There's Harris again.
Oh.
Just a little too much from Harris. You could tell she's so excited to play.
Yeah.
The ferocity, the tenacity, everything. She has it all.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it'll be a point for the Spartans.
Yep. The good news, though, is the hit was powerful enough to get down to the ground in time, or otherwise that computer on the bench might have been hit, and that wouldn't have been great for Tampa. Meanwhile, unfortunately for Eckerd, it's going to be another Tampa point off a good serve and no rebound. 14-6.
Spartans are definitely looking strong, capitalizing over the unforced errors. As they had the same lead that they had early in the first set, we'll see if they won't let the Tritons come back.
Yep.
14-6. And it's just out. We've seen that so many times from the Spartans. They get a point, then they give up a point.
Yeah, that's what's unfortunate, and I think that's one of the reasons they ended up losing to Nova was because they were just a little too careless on their serves. But here's the thing, I haven't noticed many of those issues this time, meaning that I think it's been something they've been working on and trying to fix up when they get to the conference playoffs, to whatever they need to do late in the season when they're facing stronger, tougher opponents and trying to gun for another national title, another conference title, I believe.
Elias.
They're going to need it.
There's Houghton. Oh, and she cannot get. Oh, it's a point for the Spartans. I believe it was a
out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
So, yeah. Because it was able to go back over the net, but it was hit out of bounds. So good play from Tampa to set it up like that. Eckerd's able to keep it alive, but unfortunately on that play, not on target.
And we love to see folks those points like that. As Coley Rivera sets it off. There's the Tritons and a boom shakalaka point for the Spartans, 15-7.
Putting the shield up at the net. The Spartan shield, the classic block. So good on defense and attack. Setting that shot right back where it came from. Tampa 16-7. And that's the thing with Tampa. You can tell just how well-rounded of a machine they are. They're able to be so good on attack and defense. But that's a great block right there. Unfortunately, not enough. One of those backboard deflections. 17-7.
But again, Taylor, like what you were saying with, I believe what you were saying with the machine, referencing the Spartans as a machine, the reaction time is stellar. It's expert. They execute so well as a team that the reaction time, they could just position well. And we see that night in and night out. Here's the Tritons. Great save by Ramirez. Wow. Her legs flopped up.
And that's another great save.
Nice tap over.
Oops, sorry. You go.
Here the Spartans. Meta taps it over. Oh, a little miscommunication by the Titans.
Yeah, a little bit of an error right there on that play. Just misjudged the hit and ended up missing. But earlier, two great saves from Tampa to keep it alive and keep it in play.
So 18-7, it will be a timeout for the Titans. We'll be right back, folks. And we're back here, folks. 18-7. Spartans have a a really, really lengthy lead right now. 7 points away from closing with the second set.
They've been on a commanding run so far, just like we saw last time. And all they need, 7 points to be able to win the set. But we've seen Eckerd do good when their back is against the wall, when they're trying to fight for every single point to keep a set alive. So hopefully, they're going to be able to do some of the same and keep this competitive. Tampa will hopefully not.
There's Kohler. Deflection goes over. A late tackle by Razor. Good recovery time by Meta. Kohler again. Nice save by Rivera. Houghton. Oh, wow! Sorrel Houghton with the kill.
What a shot to be able to get it down and get it right through the defense.
I believe she went over Claudia Rivera. I think Rivera was trying to get that, and she just hopped over her.
Sometimes you just have to
a leap of faith.
Go for it, yeah.
A leap of faith. Rivera with the serve. There's the Tritons. Too strong by Meta. As we see Meta and we see Harris for the Tritons. Stellar athletes. Always coming out for their team, but there's a little bit too aggressive on their plays.
Yep, and you could see that stellar athletes, like you were saying, but for both sides, because even though Tampa has been doing good, really good and winning so far, and especially off plays like that, you can't discount how strong Eckerd have been to be still going toe to toe, not giving up, staying focused, and keeping it alive. I have a feeling they're going to rally off another chain of a couple points here once Tampa reaches 23 or 24.
Speaking of Spartans, little blooper from Rivera. Easy. Oh, wow, a great save, and it goes out for the Tritons.
Good play there by Rivera to keep it alive, but unfortunately, just goes a little bit too far to the right. Don't have a lot of control on those saves, though, so when those types of plays are like that, you're just wanting to keep it off the ground and keep it alive at all costs. Sadly, that's one of the prices you sometimes pay.
Yes. 21-8 Spartans. There's Rivera. Razor decoy. Houghton again.
Oh.
Too much for the defense. We've seen this night, possession after possession. Sorrel Houghton is coming after these Tritons.
And to add some salt to the wound, Katie McKill is back on.
Looks like she has a personal vendetta against them.
Yeah. Honestly, it's that Tampa attack. It's just so strong. Eckerd still needs to keep finding more answers time and time again. They'll get a little help there off a misplay from Ramirez. 22-9.
So Meta comes off, and Kurta comes back in, number 5, and she will serve.
Actually, I do apologize. I don't think that was Ramirez. I think that was actually Melissa Elias. I got a little confused because they both have pink hairbands.
Speaking of pink, breast cancer awareness, we love to see that.
Of course.
Showing support.
I've had multiple members of my family get breast cancer before, so I'm definitely someone who's really fully behind that movement. I definitely might wear pink to the next game I manage during October to help show support. And as always, reach out, spread awareness, and if you can, donate to any charity or group being able to do it.
Yes, folks. Any
fight.
way to show support, whether it's here, back home, please show support for breast cancer. Please, thank you.
No matter who you support, Spartans, Tritons, Nova Sharks, Lynn, St. Leo, no matter who you support, we all can fight against cancer. Meanwhile, Eckerd fighting back with a point of their own.
23-10. As Sorrel Houghton comes off, Sarah Luoma will come back in. Russo Lolas comes off. I believe she's not the libero no more. I believe another teammate of hers is the libero now, as she's on the court right now.
Yep. You could tell that they were able to make that change. Now, even though Tampa only has one libero shirt, it's noted on the player sheet and stuff that J.J. Ramirez is that second libero. So whenever she's on the field and whenever Claudia's off, Tampa's making that libero change too. So,
set point. Here's Razor. Ooh. And she cannot get it over on that play.
20.
But for the Spartans, they have time to spare.
Yeah, they've got plenty of time. And like we said before, last time Tampa went up to 24, Eckerd chained 9 points together. 5, not 9. They went from 9 to 14. Can they do the same here?
Ooh, and Elias just too late on that play. 24-12. As the Tritons now trail by 12.
A great start there by Eckerd. They know how to keep these sets alive, but Tampa's still going to be pushing for that one final point they need to go up 2-0.
Here's the serve. Can they get the set with this point? Frosler. And they get it off an unforced error. Again with the miscommunication. And folks, that is the set, 25-12. Taylor, any thoughts before we go to halftime?
Not much besides this was a good set, and Tampa are now able to take 2-0 lead.
Yes,
it's going to come down to this third set for Eckerd to try to avoid.
And we'll be
sets.
right back. Halftime is away, and we'll be right back, folks. Thank you.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Just another ordinary day at UT.
Welcome back to the third set of Tampa against Eckerd. Tampa leads 2-0. They've had a really good start so far.
Yes, yes. We went for a little popcorn break, you know. Had to get that popcorn. Anyone who has came to Martinez Arena knows that the popcorn is very, very good. Feels like we are AMC Theaters, folks. What did you get, Taylor?
I was able to just get myself a hot dog and some popcorn. Able to enjoy while we're watching this very enjoyable game. A great game of volleyball for both sides so far.
Holton with the serve. Wow, great power from her.
Great save there to stop that powerful shot.
McKeel reads it. Nice read by her. A little back and forth action, and it's going to be a point for the Spartans. Spartans lead 2-0 in this match. Get the first point in the set.
Yeah, great play there from Tampa. Able to keep that point alive. And with those big hits, I mean, all you have to do is watch maybe 10 to 20 points to just see why Tampa is nationally ranked. The way they work, the way it's just so good. On attack and defense. Unfortunately there, a little bit of a foul on Tampa. So the point will go to Eckerd.
Did you see that play by Meta? She literally took her backhand. It was like a backhand hit. I've never seen that as a fan of volleyball. I've never seen that before.
That's the type of ability that'll separate the good from the great. Be able to be versatile in all forms of getting points.
The serve by Kurta. Decoy. And Callie Kors leaving the defense frozen. We've seen that angle before by Callie Kors and Katie McKeel. Excuse me.
Yep.
You know, I'm so prone to saying McKeel.
They're both so good at making those plays. It's very easy to not be able to tell who's doing it. Whether it's McKeel, and I said McKeel, but honestly, I think that's a very justified nickname at this stage.
Yes,
because she is so deadly on the attacks. Alongside maybe Sorrell, maybe Fossler, whoever it is, whenever it's coming at you, I have a tendency to try to duck to cover.
Exactly.
It's so good.
And we talk about Callie Kors, talk about Katie McKeel with the point right there. Excellent. The two-headed, three-headed monster, whoever it is, the Spartans have it all.
Forget two or three-headed. Tampa's more like a 5 or 6-headed monster with all their good attackers.
That was a bad analogy by my part.
No, it was a good analogy, just not enough heads.
Not enough heads. As the Spartans get the point, a strong performance early in the third set. Really trying to close in on getting this sweep right now. Like I mentioned before, the Spartans, their last 4 games have closed off with a set. I mean, with a sweep.
Sweep.
Oh, a nice save by number 13. Oh. Back and forth. Nice save by Dufresne as she's on the ground. Callie Kors takes it over. Here are the Tritons. Good read by Luoma. Callie Kors again and gets it through the defense with the same angle in the same direction.
Yep, and that is just, you could just tell how strong Tampa's been. A really nice setup from the back to the front, and Kors slamming that down.
Coach is going to have to talk to his players about that, as we've seen that numerous times over the course of this match. Little tap over by the Tritons. Sierra Razor raising through the defense, blazing and raising, then Sierra Razor.
Woo. Hitting that shot harder than a Razor scooter hurts when it hits your ankle.
And we know about those Razor scooters as a kid.
Yeah, they will absolutely destroy your ankle. So,
and that's what Sierra Razor is doing right now, destroying this defense.
Yep.
As we've seen it, it's very, very evident right now, folks.
Eckerd showing a lot of fight and a lot of heart. Unfortunately, it hasn't been enough so far to win a set. They're going to try to get a chance to win a point right here. Not enough. Tampa goes up 7-1.
Well, Rachel Reisman tried to get that Derek Jeter spike, but just a little bit too strong in that play. Couldn't get it down.
Yep.
But a great, great effort from her.
That's one thing that makes it so hard, because you can hit a ball as hard as you can. You need to make sure you're getting it on target,
It's
too.
about the precision, Taylor.
Yep.
Wow. Number 8, Cecilia Robert got up on that play. There's Callie Kors, taps it over. Nice little left-handed tap over, and Dufresne cannot get it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to miss right there, but as you were saying, Mackenzie Dufresne, great effort. We've seen her make multiple diving plays in defense so far this set. Even though this time wasn't able to be fully saved, you got to commend that level of effort. Even at a moment like this where, you're probably tired after the first 2 sets a little bit, still not showing any signs of slowing down.
Well said, Taylor, as Spartans lead 7-2. Early great start. And here's Cecilia Robert, like I mentioned before, with the serve. Just gets over and Razor, nothing she could do about that. It was a great read from her. It was just unlucky on that play.
Yeah, but sometimes you're flipping a coin and you don't get the result you want. And that's what happened right there. All Tampa needs to do is just keep their head up. They still have a 4-point lead, 7-3.
McKill, as expected, Harris got up with her. She said, get up, McKill.
Yep, Asia Harris, a great challenge and great block on that play, making it 7-4.
Asia Harris, 5'8" compared to Katie McKill, who is, I believe, 6 foot.
Height? Doesn't matter.
Great save by Rivera. The keeper in play is Callie Kors, and the Spartans regroup. Wow. Off her hand. Elias hits it over. There's Garrison. Nice save from Elias as she's right there. McKill again. And the defense is left in shambles.
And a great play there from Tampa. And I know you had mentioned earlier Asia Harris being 5'8". Listen, if someone like Asia can be able to go up as high as Michael Jordan with that jump, it doesn't matter how tall they are. They're going to be able to get in front and block it and make a good play.
It's all about the bounce.
Yep.
Never the height.
Even in basketball and volleyball, in most sports, any vertical leap is a good leap for you.
Harris, a great hit! Oh! Whoa, folks. I'm out of my seat right now.
Oh, my goodness. I nearly
Asia
fell backwards.
Harris with the play of the night, arguably, because Callie Kors previously had the play of the night. Asia Harris just matched her, folks. I know back home you're at the edge of your seat. Wow.
Wow. I mean, put that on SportsCenter.
Put that. That's number 2. Number 1, I don't know.
What a play right there, though. Good recovery from Tampa.
Here are the Spartans. Elias just too strong. And you see the Tritons gaining momentum with their 2-star players as they get this deficit down to 2.
That's what's important. Be able to utilize your superstars in a moment like this when you need it most and keep the game close.
When you need it most, you keep the game close. I love that quote. Nice little tap over. Saves it is no. I believe that was 3 hits, but the ref will say it's not. Harris again, as expected. Luan was right there. Elias, great deflection. And it's going to be a point for the Spartans. I was worried on that play that she got her hand on the net, but evidently she didn't.
Precise enough to keep it away from the net. You were mentioning 3 hits. I believe if it's off a reaction save, they do allow 4 from time to time, but it's very subtle when they do so.
Callie Kors to serve as we settle down here. The intensity is rising, but here's Harris again. Wow, a great save by Noel. There's Garrison. Sets up Harris. As expected, there are Elias and Razor right there. Razor!
Oh! Wow! A massive point for Tampa. Another authoritative kill. Precise. Powerful.
I feel like I'm watching a Marvel movie right now. I'm getting chills as the Spartans continue to go at it.
God, it's like Michael Bay with all these explosive hits right now.
Michael Bay is like Transformers. Callie Kors as she sets it over.
The scoreline hasn't been the nicest so far for Eckerd, but both sides have been doing so great on attack. Oh, man. This display of offensive firepower. It feels like I'm in the trenches in France in the 1910s.
And they get the point. Sorrell Houghton again with the great angle and direction.
And we were mentioning power. Sometimes you just need precision. Sometimes, just like on that play, that little tap, able to find that back corner and get Tampa a point.
11-6 Spartans trying to close out this set and end the game with a sweep. As the Tritons get up, there's Harris again. Too much power on the play, and she gets the point off a deflection.
Yep. And Asia Harris absolutely being a game changer this set.
Coach is recognizing that so many hits by Harris you have to have many more back players. So JJ Ramirez comes in and Kylie Kors comes off.
Yep. But sometimes, of course, the best offense is a good defense. We're going to see if Ramirez can give just that.
And the Tritons are coming back. Their defense is sharp. The communication is back. They look in sync in this third set, trying to fight for their lives. As we mentioned before, this is their last set to prove it.
Rania Mita and Anna Young-Johan with a great combination block to make it an 11-8 game.
There's Rivera with the save. Holton, deflection up. There's Harris. Garrison. Johan. Wow, and Young-Johan gets the play. I've seen Young-Johan not be in this much as the coach has used her as a decoy just to get some quick points, but now she's getting some real minutes in this game.
Yep, and I think that Anna's been doing a great job so far getting those minutes. Now also, just something about the scoreline. Last set, it was 20-7 Tampa. Now it's 11-9. Eckerd's been a lot stronger this set as they make it 11-10.
Scratch that, yep, 11-10. As they're down by one. It's anyone's set here, folks. And it's going to be a timeout for the Spartans. 11-10, Spartans. We'll be right back. Wow.
Just another ordinary day at UT.
Welcome back to the third set here for Tampa against Eckerd. Eckerd's going to be setting up a serve. They've recently been on a run and have kept it very close so far. Good save from Tampa. And Eckerd, I thought that was the point.
Harris, wow, the powerful spike. Good save by Ramirez. Good save by Holton. Elias hits it over. Tritons regroup. Harris again. Nice fake, but Holton knows that best as she does the same move.
And Tampa is going to get that point off that play. A little bit of, I think, of a miscommunication, maybe an extra hit. And Tampa's going to be able to capitalize. 12-10.
12-10 Tampa. Claudia Rivera, SEC Player of the Week again, back-to-back. Comes off a great performance from last week in the previous games as she sets it off. There's Garrison. Harris, again, as she moves to a different position. Ramirez hits it over. Wow. Meta miscommunication from her, and she cannot get it over.
And Ramirez there, what a job to keep the play alive. Was able to go all the way to recover it and get it right back over the net. And Eckerd, I'm not sure if they were expecting her to be able to do that because they weren't ready to fully recover.
I don't think her teammates were ready for her to do that. Claudia Rivera again. There's Garrison. Harris on the different end, and she can't get it over. Great team performance by Sorrel Holton and Mackenzie Dufresne. You know, real quick, I just want to say, I saw a video against, it was a high school, it was the varsity volleyball team against the men's basketball team, and Harris is showing really, really good bounce. I've seen a video just like that. This man who was on the basketball team, he was showing really good bounce, and they actually beat the volleyball team. So let's see if bounce is the answer for the Tritons.
And so far, Asia's been a really tough person, I think, for the Spartans to game plan around. She's probably been the outstanding performer so far from Eckerd. We don't have the live stats up here, unfortunately, but I imagine that she has a majority of the kills and attacks, at the very least of this period.
Definitely.
This set.
Ball goes up. Young Johan, easy kill. I don't even think she left the floor. Wow.
Yep. And young Johan is 6'3" as well. At that height, sometimes you just don't need to.
A long stint for Asia Harris as she finally comes off to get some rest. The former libero, Daniela Russo Lolas, comes back in. 5'9" freshman out of Miami, Florida. As she gets ready to set it off. Nice read by Ramirez. Dufresne.
Ooh, massive point there for Tampa.
Wow. As Emily No comes off, Katie McKeel comes in. Coach is looking for outside hitters, and Katie McKeel will come to answer with that. Melissa Elias serves it up. 16-11 Spartans. Meta. And she gets the point. Meta World Peace gets the point for the Tritons.
Yeah, it's actually pronounced Mita, but you know what? I do like that Meta World Peace. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yep. The freshman out of Lake Mary, Florida. Really good stuff tonight.
Dufresne, decoy. County Coors. It's going to be a point for the Spartans.
Good point for Tampa. Yeah, for Reina. You know what? Meta World Peace has a nice ring to it.
Meta World Peace. We should say that. Meta World Peace.
Yeah.
Why not stretch it?
Yep. And as a freshman, she's got plenty of time to leave her mark for Eckerd history as a Triton. And she's already had a good start tonight.
Houghton just gets it over. Easy kill from Dufresne. A stellar all-around performance for Mackenzie Dufresne tonight, folks. Always bringing it night in at the night out.
Yep, and the funny thing is, when you think about Dufresne, oh, and here's the timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome back, folks. 18-12, 7 points away from getting the set are the Spartans. Now it's 6 with that early ace from Sorrel Houghton.
Good stuff there from Houghton. We've seen her do so many great plays tonight, and that's just another one that she can add to her highlight reel.
Houghton again. Can she capitalize? Deflection. There's Mita, and Mita cannot get over. It's going to be another point for the Spartans.
That is
as they're 5 points away from getting the set.
Great block there from Mackenzie Dufresne. Of course, the sophomore from Kissimmee, Florida. Actually, no, Tarpon Springs, Florida. We've been seeing a lot of her this period, and she's done a great job coming in. Another part of that six-headed Tampa attacking monster.
Mita, great save by Elias. Rivera, McKeel, great save by Lolas. Mita hits it over. Spartans transition, regroup. And McKeel gets the point. A great transitioning offense and shifting from the Spartans, wow, you can just see they're really in tune and in sync.
Yep, and like we were saying earlier, a well-oiled machine. It's why they're 9th in the nation, why they're first in the Sunshine State Conference, and why they're up 9.
Again, are the Tritons. Nice save by Rivera. Dufresne. Dufresne with the kill.
God, in plays like that, you just can't stop a really masterful hit. Tampa now 3 points away from the match, 22-12.
Houghton. Another serve. Just gets it over. And it's going to be another kill for Mackenzie Dufresne.
It's a
great
read.
read.
Oh, yeah. Just absolute masterclass right here, this set from Dufresne. Whenever the balls just come to her this period, it seems like it's going to be coming back down to the 100 miles an hour.
Yes, definitely. As the Spartans close in, 2 more points from sweeping the Eckerd Tritons. Ball goes up. Garrison hits it off. And she gets it up.
Keeps it alive. Blocked again.
Nice block by Katie McKill and Mackenzie Dufresne.
That Spartan shield in defense. Of course, the Spartans, they carried their famous shields way back in the ancient times. And you could see a little bit of that when Tampa's defending right at the net, blocking everything there.
Match point. Here we go. Malacharova hits it up. Mida. Nice save by Rivera. Elias regroups. Katie McKill!
And
it's out.
It is
out. Just out. But if it was in, what a way to close the match.
Yep.
As the Tritons get that point, and they trail by 10 now. Sorrel Houghton comes off.
Now we saw last time.
A stellar performance from Sorrel Houghton tonight, I must say, as she comes off for the final time. Taylor, you were saying.
Yep. Actually, match point. Here we go.
Rivera right there. Oh, and Dufresne cannot get that.
Yep.
Taylor, you were saying again.
Yeah, we've seen Eckerd. They've been able to rally some comebacks. They've already gotten, I think, 2 or 3 points in a row here on another match point.
What could be the final serve of this match? There's Curda, Rivera, Dufresne with the match. Game, set, match. 25-14 the third set, folks, as they wave goodbye. The Tampa Spartans go up 20-2 in the season, and the Eckerd Tritons fall to
14-9. A masterful hit